Good evening. There's nothing in my mug. My name is Noelle Cupid Jack-O-Lantern, Ph.D. I am a hard-hitting holiday historian, best known for my essays on America's celebratory past. You may know me from some of my pieces such as You're a Grand Old Flag, Why the Average American Skips Flag Day. Or maybe His Heart Grew 3 Sizes That Day, a timeline of the size of hearts on heart boxers at Valentine's Day. No, possibly my latest New York Times piece, To Pinch or Not to Pinch, How to Ensure You Are Green Enough for This St. Patrick's Day. Still no? Well, maybe you should read more. Be that as it may, tonight I am here to present some of my latest research about one of the world's hardest working peoples, the Christmas elf. This is Santa's Little Helpers, a retrospective of Christmas elves in TV and movies. Doing this research was no small feat. It required a robust rubric in order to quantify my findings. Some of the things I was finding while watching these movies include festive costuming, quality of toys produced, workshop quality. Taking note from one of the movies we'll be discussing today, Singing Loud for All to Hear, The Isle of Misfit Toys, and The Age of the Elves. All of these numbers combine into one large number which tells us one thing. Are these elves naughty or are they nice? We're about to find out. Before we get started, I did also want to take this time to cover who exactly we will not be discussing today. Some of those creatures include other small helpers, such as Oompa Loompas or Munchkins. Other elves, such as Dobby or Legolas. Helper elves, anyone working with Santa in real life, malls, parades, etc. This may go without saying, but I believe it needs to be said before we go any further. Santa Claus is real. Oh, and no elves on shelves. They freak me out. One last thing before we get started. I would be remiss if I didn't discuss my new book that I have coming out, a collection of all of my essays I like to call Celebrate Good Times, Come On. My lawyer is just off screen reminding me that I need to plug the book and possibly implore you to go read the essay instead of listening to this talk today. I will simply be providing you with some of the buzzwords and very few full sentences that you can find in that book. And if you'd like to shop for that book, I implore you to go to your local evil corporation, none of those small bookstores. Let's get started. There's only one good place to start, the beginning. Let's start with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Iconic, a classic, the blueprint. The elves, do they have the costume? Yes. The songs literally acquire singing We Are Santa's Elves. Perfection. Hermie, like Rudolph, our misfit of the story, wants to be a dentist, not to mention sad toys. A wagon? Scary doll. Points up for bad toys. Small, ageless elves who come together with Santa's reindeer to save that one foggy Christmas night. Final verdict. Rudolph's elves? Nice list. Moving on. Next up on our list, the Santa Claus, 1994. What a year! Sassy, sarcastic, Christmas. Focusing only on the first one, none of that sequel nonsense. These elves are ancient children. 1,200 years on cocoa, Judy. It's chocolate and milk, beautiful, whimsical costumes, a breathtaking workshop, the best toys of all of the movies. No singing again. What is with no singing? Also, why are there so many depictions of elves as security, FBI, CIA members? Is Santa a part of our growing Big Brother surveillance culture? That's a different paper for a different time. These elves, spunky, sarcastic, and in Judy's case, flirty? We'll let it slide. Nice list. Moving on! And of course, a personal favorite. What would an entire retrospective on elves be without 2003's Elf? Small humans who age, depicted in Buddy's class and in the workshop. Toys are fine, but how many Etch-a-Sketches? The costume's classic. Probably because they are carbon copied from Rudolph. Lots of singing, so much joy. helpful elves who have the wherewithal to talk smack about Buddy behind his back. And of course, the wonderfully loving Papa Elf, who happens to remind me of my grandfather, so big ups to that. Overall, one of my favorites, and probably the nicest on our list today. Number 1 nice list goes to Elf. Well, that was fast, but we sure did learn a lot about elves, and we sure did look at a lot of pictures. If you're interested in further reading on Santa's Little Helpers, again, I do implore you to go and pick up my book at one of those large big box stores. Again, it's called Celebrate Good Times, Come On! I cover every holiday with at least one essay, from Independence Day to something as small as Speak Like a Pirate Day. Matey, this be the book for you. It's been a pleasure meeting with you all this evening. Take care. And as I like to say, celebrate good times, come on. Oh, no, I don't do Easter. Yeah, because it's like pastel Christmas. Are we still rolling?